all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, yeah.
Boy, you looking like a milk dud. Nigga thought he was Michael Jordan. Boy, you looking like Blank Man. Boy, you looking like Lil Bill.
How you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
I just had to play that about 12 times to signify every month of how bad this economy has been. AL Gravity, any day above ground, live it. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Friday, and for some of y'all's weekend. I warned them. Y'all were here. We've been warning them since 2024. This man does not know what he's doing this time around. The world is different. There's different players on the board. There's different strategies being employed. A tactician can be defeated by his own tactics. The world has shifted to a more global economy than having a few nations run everything. They didn't want to listen. We sat there September 2024. We were giving Kamala Harris the business. I explained how the tariffs were not going to work. I explained how him saying no tax on Social Security, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime was a bad idea. We explained it for an entire hour. I had to go back and forth with them. I explained that drill baby drill was stupid. We spent 2025 telling them OPEC does not care how much oil there is on the ground. They're going to make money despite themselves. Saudi Arabia was going to make money even at $10 a barrel, despite themselves, because they diversified their economy. We explained to them that the administration coming in does not know what they're doing. They're only focused on screwing up the Western Hemisphere and Europe. We explained to them that these tariffs made no sense. Number one, you going out telling China you're going to do it before you even take office. And then number two, you're going to put out these ridiculous numbers and think that they're just going to say, okay, well, let's negotiate. Well, guess what? They came to the table a couple of times. Y'all got some crappy deal out of it, and they're still making money more than us. We told you all this running to the Middle East, taking money and giving money to them was just for AI data centers, which are going to raise your energy costs. You didn't want to listen. We kept showing you every month how bad the job market was. We out here. 3 out of the 12 months in 2025, they had positive job growth. I warned them, July, the bottom was going to fall out. The bottom fell out in July. People didn't travel for Thanksgiving. People didn't travel for Labor Day. I'm curious to see how many people traveled for Christmas. People can't afford to fly, even at $100 cross country. You didn't want to listen. You thought because it's Trump and his cronies, you thought you knew everything. Now where y'all at? I was on X this morning, family. I ain't seen no posts about this jobs report. They still talking about the white woman getting shot in Minnesota. Y'all's job report, when y'all had CNN and MSNBC and CNBC talking about, oh, the trade deficit is down. That's wonderful. Talk about this jobs report that came out this morning. Underperformed in December. Inflation is going up. Nah, y'all don't want to talk. Oh, you're listening to MAGA influencers and them idiots over there on the right who sit at home all day. They ain't got no 9 to 5. They ain't in them offices. They ain't in them restaurants. They not in them factories. They not in them warehouses where you see the cost up front and in person. And you understand what the cost of doing business is. No, you're listening to thousandaires and millionaires tell you how great the economy is. No shit. Of course, a thousandaire and a millionaire going to tell you how good the economy is. They can afford to buy their stuff. Why aren't they promoting small business MAGA? Because small business MAGA going to tell you it ain't rosy out here. Oh, you don't believe me? I figured you didn't. You see how quick they got them farmers up out the paint, right? You know, the same farmers over the summer that were complaining. You see how quickly they got out the cycle, right? Even Trump come outside talk about, oh, we're gonna set them up with a bailout Q1 of 2026. You see them on there putting that up there? No, because they don't care. That's why I'm hoping X gets bought by them Saudis and they take everybody's check away. You're gonna see who really, really can afford to not have that couple $1,000s every 2 weeks in their account. You're really gonna see it. They want to talk about $1.99 gas. No shit. I wonder why that is. It's right there in this thumbnail, which is what we told them in 2025. But they thought it was Trump that did it. But then it was the same people who were laughing at Biden who got caught by Saudi Arabia in 2022 before the midterms trying to manipulate the price. I need them folk over there to start growing a brain and get some critical thinking skills and stop listening to MAGA influencers tell them how great America is, because it's not. We're on the precipice of a recession. And I would be better served watching them tell people that instead of lying. That's right, folks. The jobs report came out this morning. It wasn't good. All these screenshots I'm showing you, this was the past 6 months after the bottom fell out. Yes, the Supreme Court said we're not going to rule on Trump's tariffs today. Probably do it Monday. Too much stuff they got to rule on today. They want to make sure the other stuff gets highlighted. They'll probably save that for Monday. Now, if they really want to be dicks, they should do it tomorrow, but you know, they don't work on the weekend unless it's something really, really big. We're going to look at all that. I wonder why y'all not outside talking. Where's y'all's clips of CNBC talking about this? And I'm going to show you the hypocrisy of Fox News later on and how they tried to spin it in Trump's favor and how they got caught and they had to go fix it. But before we do all that, let's see who's in the building. Anthony Ruger Phillips, hello. DSA, hello. Wallow J, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Cosmo Fury, hello. Hurricane Nisi, hello. Miss Nisi, what they call her. Stream Elements by you, asshole, hello. A League of Carnage, hello. You seem new, but welcome. You said the lower Trump's numbers saying the more MAGA live streams that pop up. MAGA's running scared of the midterms. Well, they got to explain themselves and to their audience. That's why they don't touch the economic stuff. I want y'all to notice that the MAGA live streams don't touch the economics unless it looks good for Trump. You need to do both. I've done both. That's why they don't want to come here, because I'm going to tell them the truth. And no, that laugh was Joker from Justice League Unlimited. Not Chad, hello. Black Spider, hello. Virgil, hello. Bills fan, hello. Reginald, hello. And Lehman Lucas, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. All right. We may be seeing videos. I'm not sure, but we're going to do the customary house cleaning anyway, because, you know, it's YouTube and we want to be nice to them. We want to be within accordance of their rules.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know,
Let me go here. There's a growing concern.
All right, let's start with this because this just came down about 20 minutes ago. I know the page says 11, but I had it already loaded up before I got on with you. So it says U.S. Supreme Court does not issue ruling in Trump's tariff case. The U.S. Supreme Court will not issue a ruling on Friday in a major case testing the legality of President Donald Trump's sweeping global tariffs. And that's it. That's all they wrote. Andrew got paid today for writing 2 lines, his name, and submitting it. Must be nice. Shout out to Reuters. All right, there's that. Well, what this be? Let's look at them grocery prices. And as promised, you guys are going to get an inside look at what I have to deal with every day running a restaurant.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Now, this is from December 28th of last year. These groceries had the biggest price spikes in 2025. Now, remember, this man said, second day, I don't know how I'm going to bring the grocery prices down. It's going to be very hard after promising it during the election cycle. Guess you found out that you didn't have that much power like you thought you did. Sounds like the corporations are bigger than the government. Inflation on groceries has eased somewhat from its peak in recent years, but you wouldn't know it if you're shopping for your morning coffee or steak dinner. Now, you see how they're wording this? Steak dinner, morning coffee. Oh, so something people drink every day and stuff that you could try to use as a high benchmark. I see. Okay. The price of beef and veal skyrocketed in 2025, outpacing the price growth of other grocery staples like milk, bread, or chicken. According to the most recent federal data, the price of beef and veal grew between 11% and 25%, depending on the cut, from November 2024 to November 2025. Chuck roast, round roast, and beef cut for stew saw the biggest year-over-year price hikes, which is true. Because earlier in the year, late last year, the price for beef stew meat at Kroger, I paid about 13 something. I paid for the last one I bought, I paid $23. $10 increase. It may not seem like a lot, but that's over a year. So it basically jumped a few cents every month. Almost $1 a month. The Trump administration recently announced it would cut tariffs on beef imports to try and bring prices back down, but experts say other systemic problems like drought may keep prices high for a few years. It's not just beef that got pricey this year. Another major import, coffee import, which means we're paying for that, saw a massive spike, 35% in 1 year. The Trump administration also recently rolled back tariffs on coffee imports because people at Starbucks were complaining. The small cafes started seeing less traffic because they had to raise their prices. Dunkin' Donuts had to put in extra value meals just to get people in the door because they couldn't afford the coffee. But let MAGA influencers tell you the economy is doing great. So the man who's pushing tariffs all day, every day, had to roll back his own tariffs so he could get product in. Kind of sounds like he had a defeated approach to the tariffs.
Uh-oh. Haven't been to the show, so you wouldn't know what it is to win.
Interesting. Here we go. Iceberg lettuce is a whopping 21% more expensive than last November. Iceberg lettuce. Romaine is 12% more expensive. I can attest to that. Also in the produce aisle, bananas climbed 7%. I can attest to that as well. And remember, I also told y'all during last year how many times Kroger did not have bananas. It was about 3 times that year. Orange juice is about 12% pricier, while the price of cookies is up 8%. Your kids, for those who have them, must have been pissed at you. The Bureau of Labor Statistics release data is on a delay, so we won't have numbers for all of 2025 until mid-January. We will be watching that. The most recent numbers released on December 18th showed overall inflation at 2.7%. The report was delayed due to the government shutdown and data may be distorted as a result, economists warned. The October report was canceled entirely, so some data is missing. Right. So October probably sounds bad, but when they get the full report, they're going to claim it's not as bad as people thought it was. Yeah, because you don't have October in there, which would have made it look worse. But okay. They'll call me a panicking for that. I could care less because I know I'm right. But okay. The data is truncated and we don't know how much of it to trust, said Diane Swank, chief economist at KPMG. By disrupting the economy, especially government contracting, the shutdown may have contributed to a cooling in prices, she said. Many economists don't expect to get a reliable read on inflation until next month when the Labor Department releases inflation numbers for December. The vast majority of U.S. adults said they noticed higher than usual prices for groceries, electricity, and holiday gifts in recent months, according to the survey for the Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs Research. Holiday gifts. I'm going to let y'all read that. We're not going to go over that article because that's not what you're here. I mean, that's fine if you want to say F my Jamaican heritage. I mean, that's fine. It's okay. Is that supposed to upset me? Okay, great. Didn't realize that my Jamaican heritage offended you talking about the U.S. economy. That's okay. You know, jerk chicken does help the economy move along. So does beef patties. I mean, Jamaicans have contributed to the U.S. economy and its foundation a little bit, couple splinters, but you know, we there. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. I understand a Jamaican took your girl. I understand. It's all right. It's okay. It's not my fault. He wanted to stay in the country. He needed a green card. And your girl took his baby. I mean, he gonna be a citizen, so you know it is what it is. Anyway, let's continue. Let's go look. Remember when Benny Johnson said he was so happy that gas was in some states by $1.99? Remember how you were so happy to put that out there? We'll you know what? Let me go get that tweet before we show you this article, because it was quite funny when he said that. I was dying laughing because I was like, dude, I don't think you want to be bragging on that so much. Let me see. Where is it? Actually, you know what? That's right. Torian and I reacted to it and we mentioned it yesterday. We'll go get it from there. But anyway, how y'all doing today? I always forget to ask that. I know me just saying I hope that you're having a good start doesn't exactly say, you know, how y'all doing. I want to hear how y'all doing. It's officially the first week of the year. So I want to know how y'all are doing. I'll take a look in a second. What the hell is it? Damn, I reacted to a lot of stuff. Oh, here it goes. Okay, I got it. All right, let's go take a look at that one time.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
So this is the post that he put up. I think it was on January 7th. He said there are 14 U.S. states with gas under $2 right now. Now, off top, the first sentence is already misleading because the way you wrote it, you made it seem like that the average of that state was under $2. You should have said there are 14 U.S. states with gas stations with regular unleaded under $2. That's what you should have said. But, you know, Benny, even with a blue check and he has unlimited characters, he still couldn't be bothered with telling people the truth. So he has Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, Wyoming, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Ohio, Arkansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Now, looking at this list, most of these states are red states. So I know why he put this up. Then he said, somebody called him and said, I want to thank Gas Buddy and Gas Buddy Guy for this incredible data. It's really not that incredible. It's just an aggregate, but okay. So I said, all right, let me go look because I'm interested. Where is it? No, it's not that one. Damn, I should have just kept it right next to it. Here we go. So this was January 8th, the day after he wrote that. Cheapest gas stations in every state. So this is from Stacker. So they also got this from Gas Buddy, but I'm going to show y'all something later. We're not going to read that part. So here's all the states. You have Alabama. The lowest they had is $2.12. Alaska was $2.95. Arizona $2.21. Arkansas had $1.99. Okay. So far, so good, right? California $3.07. Colorado $1.49. $2.45. $2.47. $2.21. $2.12. $3.48. In Hawaii $2.13. $2.23, $2.18, $1.88, $1.91, so on and so forth, right? So you think this is a good thing, right? I just want y'all to peep at some things that I saw on this list. Now, number one, there's a lot of Sam's Club on here. There was some Costco, some BJ's. We all know those are wholesalers. You have to have a membership to get that gas price. They don't tell you what the real price is. That's just the member price. Okay, there's that. Number two, I explained this on X. A lot of these prices that you're seeing, like Shell and all that, yes. A lot of these places are in the Midwest. Midwest gas tends to be lower. The South gas tends to be lower. Number three, since they love to tell you this stuff when it benefits them, how come they didn't tell you also that it benefits them? Because again, they would have to have integrity to do this. Why didn't it benefit them to tell them the reason why gas is down? We know why it's down. Maybe they don't know. We'll explain it to them. The national average for a gallon, now this is in October. So that's full context. This is in October. The national average for a gallon of regular gasoline has fallen to 305, while U.S. crude oil barrels are 57.56 per barrel, the lowest since early 2021, as global oversupply, tepid demand, and economic uncertainty push prices down. Why did they not tell you that? Tepid demand. Why did they not tell you that? Yes, it's $1.98 where you're at. You're correct. Because nobody's buying it. Maybe you need to learn to listen. And inflation is not at 2.4. You guys are retarded. He said, hey, y'all saw it, fam. He said inflation was 2.4, yet we just read that it's at 2.7. But okay. Overall inflation is 2.7. You telling me 2.4. Okay. We're talking about the entire year. You're focused on 1 month. That's why y'all get in trouble when the real data comes out and you look foolish. And then y'all never anywhere to be found to account and apologize for lying to folk. Nobody's flying. Nobody's going on the ships. Nobody's out here driving. I pass gas stations, at least 10 on my way to work. You'll be lucky to see 3 cars there. Lucky. People are reducing their travels. Especially now, you have all these companies doing delivery services, like your grocery stores. People are staying home. Maybe if they want some sun and some air, yeah, they'll go do pickup. People ain't on the road like they used to. Remember that. Remember, y'all were hyping over the summer of Trump deporting all these illegal immigrants, so the roads seem more clear than they've been in years. That attributes to the tepid demand, now doesn't it? Less cars on the road, tepid demand. Y'all are out there eating less, right? You're eating less. Tepid demand. Interesting. Critical thinking is lacking in a lot of these MAGA idiots. But that's okay. The president doesn't critically think. We get it. Now, again, this is October. The nation's average price for gasoline has fallen 4.9 cents over the past week. It stands at $3.05 per gallon. Now, this was October. National average was down 14 cents from a month ago and 14.4 cents per gallon lower than a year ago. Now, they said they reported U.S. oil inventories rose 3.5 million barrels in the week ending October 10th. So we had, at that point, 423.8 million barrels, right? We could even see a handful of stations in places like Oklahoma, Texas, or even Wisconsin drop below $2 per gallon in the weeks ahead, something not seen since the pandemic. Remember, Benny put out that whole list. Them 3 states was on that list, right? Okay. Global oil output is rising faster than demand, driving prices down. And yet they're still going to tell you this is really a good thing. This is why they tell you you need to listen to people like Benny Johnson, who has no economics degree, no concept of economics. Oh boy. Because they really think Trump taking Venezuelan oil that's already been accounted for in the world market and factored into the price, they really think extracting it out of the ground is really going to help folk. Oh, man. Okay, fine. I'll explain it to you. How is that helping with global oil output so high, demand's low? Don't you think the energy prices should be going down? Why did y'all's electric bills go up this month? Why did it go up the latter half of the year? And don't tell me it's because of the summertime. Wrong. Why did your heating bill go up? Why is it about to go up more next month? I need y'all to come here. Trump ain't drilling nothing. So don't bring me that. Don't bring me that. He's not drilling nothing. There's nothing here being drilled. That's why he's going to Venezuela. Try again. They already cut off the permits for domestic drilling here. Maybe you should use Google. But wait a minute, y'all told me Google be lying and hiding stuff. Why are you using Google? There's other places you could get this information from. By the way, I asked this question the other day. Maybe you can answer it. If he's really going to go down there and take Venezuelan oil, does that mean that they're not going to have any tariffs? Wrong, sir. Again, you're letting your government lie to you. The data's out there. Why? Because we're number one? And how's that working for us, sir? Everything is up. Since I got to explain this to you again, because y'all don't know how economics works. If we're the number one producers of oil, right, why is everything still going up? You want to know why he's drilling? If you say he is, it's to put back the reserves that Biden sold off. We're still being affected by that. Since you don't know. And if I'm lying to you, go prove that I'm lying. Oh, you want me to do it? Okay. We already understand that the U.S. has we already know that we drill the most. We know this. Okay. Because I'm lying. All right. Oh, what this be? What this be? Well, what that be? Huh? I'm lying to you? That's why he should be drilling. But he's not doing it. That's in June. But I'm lying. See? What did I tell y'all, fam? What did I tell y'all when I started talking about the Benny Johnson post? What did I tell you? It happened to be in red states that they said that. Because I knew one of them idiots would go come in here and say it's in red states. Red states, sir. You mean the poorer states? That's what we're doing? The poorer states. The South and the Midwest, who are typically getting lower gas than the rest of the nation. The poorer states, though. Okay. All right. Yeah. White House, no imminent plans for refilling strategic petroleum reserves. Huh. No imminent plans. He was in office for 5 months. But okay, you're right. I'm lying. I'm lying. Okay. Falling rig count and low reserves spell trouble for U.S. oil output. Oh, I thought we had all this oil. We was drilling so much. Huh? That's right there. Huh? I'll click it for you. Huh? See, unlike you, dirtbag, I've been sitting here talking about this for an entire year. I didn't just pull this up today because I just wanted to go after Trump. I've been saying this. Huh? People didn't travel during July 4th when they usually do. Doesn't matter if they're drilling. Doesn't matter. There's nothing coming out, sir. There's nothing coming out. It's not helping the people. There's nothing tangible you could point to and say everything's going down because oil's being produced more. Doesn't matter. And again, if we're drilling all this, why is he going to Venezuela? At that point, you don't need Venezuela now, do you? You don't need that dirty carbon-filled crude oil. Now, do you? If we're drilling all this, right? Stuff should go down, right? What's gone down? Explain this to me. What has drilling affected price-wise anywhere in this country? Go ahead and tell me that. And if you tell me gas, I'm going to block you. Because I just read that there's already an oversupply and people are not driving or traveling like they used to. So that's out of the question. Give it to me. Go ahead. Record spending. Okay, record spending on high price. No shit. If you spent $100 last year on a gift and this year is $150, what do you think that means? That means you're going to have more money shown on the book, right? The cost of doing business went higher, right? Of course, it's going to be record spending. Let me guess, you think people have all this disposable income in 2025, right? Amid all the layoffs and people losing jobs and government shutdowns, you think people all had this money, right? When Americans been telling y'all from January 21, when he had his first official day in office, to December 31st, when he was sitting there complaining about prices all year. They just had this disposable income, right? Record credit card debt, right? Yeah, let's talk about spending. Spending. People spending more at the grocery store because they need the product. Holiday spending. Oh man, y'all know what to do. Sir, you know what? Okay, we'll play the game. Come up here and explain economics to me then. Go ahead. We're going to have fun this morning. I want to see. Show me your armor. Come here and explain to me about economics. Because you don't know nothing. He really thinks spending is good. Come here and explain the economics to me. He brought me 4.3 GDP. That was in the third quarter. The third quarter. They didn't even get the data for October, November, December. He giving me third quarter. In the summer. The summer. Let me help you. September, it was bad. You know nothing. Click that link. I dare you. He brought me the third. I'm going to prove it to you, family. I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. That says the third quarter. Oh, my God. The third quarter. MAGA, y'all not good at this. Like, real talk. Y'all really not good. Y'all really not good. The tariff bottom didn't even fall out yet. They didn't even figure it in there yet. So when it goes bad when they get the data later in the year for the fourth quarter, then you gonna come back and tell me I was lying? Oh my God. You're not good at this. Oh man. Stop talking about leftists. Stop talking about leftists. Project 2025 is literally doing it right now. Everything in there is literally being played out right now. Stop talking about the leftists because they're in on it. No, the GDP in September was not 4.3. He don't even know. Oh my God. Do you know what a quarter means? Y'all know what to do. He ain't gonna click the link. No, it was not. In September. Oh God. Oh God. He keeps saying in September. In September? What? So September means the third quarter. So we're going to ignore August and July. We're going to ignore them. They played no part. Oh, okay. Y'all know what to do. I can't. I can't. I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing with them. I'm not doing it. I made a resolution in 2026. I'm not arguing with idiots. The fact that you come up in here try to educate me on economics, you don't even know what a quarter means. You got to go. Yeah, y'all do it. I'm done.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
September represents an entire 90 days. Jesus. September. So let me guess. So September was 4.3 according to his logic. August and July were 0. Okay. All right. And then they added it together and it got to 4.3. Even though you're supposed to divide, he added it. Oh, okay. I'm telling you, the first question I would have asked him, what is 12 divided by 4? What's that you said? Play. Oh, you want me to go old school? We could go old school. Let me see if I got Rube. Fam. See? See, I told you. I guess so. We just lost a $3,000 party at work for tomorrow. They want to just do regular menu now. Oh, but I thought we all had all this money. It was supposed to be 25 people. They paid $3,000. They were ready to pay $3,000. And they just said they're canceling it. It's down to 16 people, regular menu. Huh? I thought people had all this money. Oops. But y'all right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. I deal with prices every day. I don't even know what I called it. I don't know who asked me to play it. I don't even know. I don't even know what I did with it. I don't have it anymore. I know I have it somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I don't remember what I called it. I'll look for it. We'll put it back in rotation. We might have to. Well, Cosmo, I never took the Wolverine out. It's still here. We still got it. All right, let's go. Let's move on. So that's about the gas prices. Because once again, people are not traveling. People are not spending money going on planes and cruises. So yes, the demand is down across the world. We've gotten to a society that is still under the pandemic rules. We're just going to have people deliver shit to us. Let them eat the cost. We'll pay the extra couple dollars on Uber Eats and DoorDash to have stuff brought to us. But y'all want to tell us that we got this money. We'll go back to the grocery prices real fast. Now, I looked this up. I took 2 screenshots. I'm not going to show you where we get our food from, but it's one of these purveyors down here, right? So I said, let me look up from what we paid a couple weeks ago to what we paid over the summer when I first started there. I actually did September, right? I'm just going to give you, because I highlighted this the other day, but I said I was going to do it for y'all. So I'm just going to go to Brussels sprouts, right? So we paid $47.95 over the summer, right? Right now, it's sitting at 56. That's only a couple months. During the holidays, it was almost $60, and we didn't have product. They couldn't get it. They kept saying on the app, yeah, we have it. And then when we get it, they zero it out and say, and then I go call them. They're like, oh, well, it was either bad or it just didn't come in. And we went through weeks with that. We ended up having to buy the whole ones and cut it ourselves because we buy the halved ones already. So that's more labor costs. We had to adjust fish from different purveyors because one person wouldn't have it. It's like they don't understand that small businesses have to operate in the real world too. We have to see these prices every day. You got regional people and you got our reps telling us, sending us emails, hey, here's our updated prices. Here's our updated prices. Oh, this stuff may not come in, but still order it. We'll try to get it for you. We got to go to Restaurant Depot for stuff that we need. Like, come on now. Oh boy. But again, MAGA don't understand that. 4.3 in the summertime. By the way, MAGA, since we're going to do that, right? Are you going to give Biden credit for that? I mean, this is his budget. Are you going to give him credit? I just want to know. Because remember, they imported a whole bunch of stuff ahead of Trump's tariffs. I think we should do that, right, fam? I think we should give Biden that credit, right? I think MAGA should do the honorable thing and give credit to Biden for that. They're putting out articles right now. I just want y'all to show this. They're putting out articles saying that it's going to go 5.4. They didn't even drop the data yet. Speaking of which, because of course they're going to tell you I was lying, even though I showed it to you. Y'all see this, right? What I highlighted, right? I clicked this earlier. It says hiring was likely modest in December to end a year of weak job growth, right? Now, this is a Fox affiliate. Hiring was likely modest in December to end a year of weak job growth. Now, that's the headline of the article, right? I'm going to show it to you. You see that, right? I clicked that. What if I showed you something after that? It just goes to show you how the media manipulates them, and then they run outside and follow this up. And we've caught MAGA many times just showing the headline, not showing the article.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
What does that say? Via AP Business, sluggish hiring closes out a frustrating year for job seekers, though unemployment slips to 4.4%. That's hella different than what you wrote here. Huh. This is Fox. You know, the one that they like to rely on the most when they're not pissed off at Trump that week. So y'all headline watching and you don't go down in there. I see. Oh, by the way, MAGA, I know y'all love to talk about this GDP being 4.3 in the third quarter. What if SCOTUS sits there on Monday and rules that his tariffs are illegal and he has to send back that money? What do you think is going to happen to that GDP for them 9 months and the 3 months that they didn't even drop yet? Because they're going to have to sit there now and revise it. What do you think it's going to look like? Quarter one is going to look worse because it contracted. Quarter two is going to look worse. It was at 3.8. It'll probably be, you might get lucky and it might still be positive. You might get lucky. You might be down to like 1 point something. That third quarter, though, is going to be negative. Since I want to talk about record spending and all that, it's going to be negative. Because that's when all the tariff buying they did, that's when they started running out of stuff. They're going to have to revise that number. I don't even want to see that fourth quarter number. That might be -3. Even with the interest rate cut. But y'all are right. The economy is doing so well. Don't even see a car commercial on TV no more. Oh, by the way, MAGA, since y'all want to keep talking about how grocery prices are dropping because of Trump, why is y'all's Ben Carson, who's running the USDA right now, why he out there talking about some you don't need to eat meat? He out there talking about he eats a mostly vegetarian diet and he's somewhat healthy. Y'all still don't see the plan? Trump is going to bring Bill Gates in and we're screwed at that point. But y'all want to worry about bullshit $2, under $2 gas. Don't worry about the data centers that they're trying to plan in y'all's kids' neighborhoods where y'all have y'all little parks and where y'all get to be free and white. They want to take that area, they take that land, which is for some of y'all basically right behind your house. Kill your resources, kill your water table so you can have AI data access that you won't be able to use. And your bills will go up because you have to feed it. Yeah. Oh no, Asen, they said that grocery prices were down. We shouldn't focus on beef and veal. Even though I showed fruits and vegetables that were up. Orange juice is up. But again, we go back to this. Y'all see the headline they wrote there and then wrote this. They had to change it. Now, look, you see where they posted this? January 9th, 1026. They had to update it at 10:30. With their 4 minutes, they had to go back and update it. They were ready to give Trump praise. They had to change it. I wish I saw the original article. Nearly unchanged. But let MAGA tell it. This is good. Oh, let me guess. The unemployment rate slipped 0.1%. That's yeah. Uh-huh. Businesses are reluctant to add workers even as economic growth has picked up. Oh, because they know it can turn just like that. They're waiting to see what SCOTUS says. Many companies hired aggressively after the pandemic and no longer need to fill more jobs. Others have held back due to widespread uncertainty caused by President Donald Trump's shifting tariff policies. AKA, I'm going to institute the policy within 2 days. Nah, let me back off. Oh, they're coming to the table. Oh, that prime minister or that president said, nah, you're going to put that on me. I'm going to pull that on you. All right, I got to go talk to him. Okay. Yeah, you didn't think that was going to wreak havoc on the economy. Okay. Elevated inflation and the spread of artificial intelligence, which could alter or even replace some jobs. Still, economists were encouraged by the drop in the unemployment rate, which had risen in the previous 4 straight reports. It had also alarmed officials at the Federal Reserve, prompting 3 cuts to the central bank's key interest rate last year. The decline lowered the odds of another rate reduction in January, economists said. The labor market looks to have stabilized, but at a slower pace of economic growth. Berlina, I guess that's what it is. Berlina. Uruchi, chief economist at T. Rowe Price, said there's no urgency for the Fed to cut rates further for now. No urgency. Uh-huh. Yes, that's called an estimate, dum-dum. Estimate. That data didn't come out yet. I need y'all to listen. Now they bring up Obama. Obama is y'all's king. That's crazy. Black people don't even bring up Obama like MAGA does. That's insane. Y'all know what to do with M. Allen. Y'all know what to do. Because for them to put that in there, they heard me say estimate.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Jesus Christ. Again, I ask, what happens when SCOTUS says the tariffs are illegal and unconstitutional and they roll them back? Then what? Oh, y'all gonna go after SCOTUS next? They're more conservative than liberal. Oops. Again, y'all's AI and y'all's tech bros and your tech companies are the ones keeping the stock market as high as it is. Since you need to be told that again. Oh, Miami is in the title game. That's cool. All right. Let's see what they're saying about the jobs report over there on Twitter. Non-farm payrolls plus 50 versus estimated 60,000. Huh. So you lost 10. Okay, unemployment rate, we went over that. Average hourly earnings, okay, went up a little bit. This is a Goldilocks print. Soft enough to keep rate cuts hopes alive, but strong enough to avoid recession fears. For now. It will, I'm telling you, if they rule on Monday, it's illegal. That recession rate, That recession odds are going to go back into the 80s. Let me guess, you're going to fire Jerome, right? Okay. All right. Look, here we go. See? Don't believe the headlines calling this a weak jobs report. The household survey tells the real story. A record number of Americans working and 200,000 more people join the workforce. How do you tell this lie? Sir, if they're joining the workforce, that means they didn't have money to begin with. This would make sense if you said this for February. He said a record number of Americans working. What? So they just revised the numbers. You had 3 months straight of losses. Now December comes in record number when he was having losses all year. Oh Lord, I tell you how they lie. Let me see what he said.
But I was just looking at taking a look at the fine print of this report on jobs, because the headlines tomorrow in a lot of the newspapers and on TV will be a weak job report. But, you know, we've talked about this many times. There's two reports that come out. One is the establishment survey and the other is of households. And the household survey showed an all-time record high number of Americans working, and that we increased the number of people working by about 200,000. My point is there's a discrepancy here between household survey and establishment survey. And normally when that happens, we've talked about this month after month, you get a convergence of those. So I anticipate you're going to see an upward revision of these numbers because.
An upward revision? Oh my God. An upward revision. How are they going to upwardly revise? So you're telling me that, okay, so the jobs reports they came out with, that they revised and it was lower, they're going to go back up again? Is he telling the script? So they're going to fake the numbers. Okay. Household surveys. Do you see what they're using? Do you see these metrics? Household survey. Did you contact every household in the country? Because I'll tell you right now, nobody contacted me. So where is this? You see how they lie? But I also want y'all to notice we're just going down. What's this?
The United States economy. We have breaking news right now. Horrible, horrible economic news for the Trump administration. Jobs numbers have just come out. In the month of December, the United States economy added just 50,000 jobs. That's less than the 73,000 jobs economists had predicted.
And I don't think it was that high. What was that number they said? No, they said they were looking for 55. Where'd they get 73 from? But okay.
Now, looking at the full year of 2025, it was the worst year for job growth since 2003, in a year that we were not in a recession. For perspective, President Biden had more jobs added each of his 4 years than Donald Trump did in his first year. In total, 584,000 jobs were added in the year of 2025. 85% of those jobs, though, were added between January and April. After April, job growth relatively remained completely stagnant or even declined in some months. Now, the unemployment rate did fall from 4.5 to 4.4%, but this is not good for the American economy heading into 2026. I will continue to provide you updates as we get more information. Spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about more to come.
Wait a minute, they did it again? Bruh. Oh Barron's did not do that. Fam, they did it again. Oh, y'all got to see this. Wait, where is it? Let me make sure I have it. Oh, so I can show y'all this. They did it again. Oh, the media is diabolical.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
Y'all see this, right? I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. Y'all see this, right? This Barron's thing, right? It says preliminary data show U.S. labor market grew by 584,000 jobs in 2025, right? I clicked that. I wanted to show y'all this. They still have it up. Oh, you fuckers. Damn, they caught me. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can log in. I don't have an account. Let me see if I can work it with my Google. I should have taken a screenshot of it. That's what I should have done. Okay, good. I can get in. Okay. Y'all see the headline, right? We'll go back up. Preliminary data show U.S. labor market grew by 584,000 jobs in 2025. So it says it added, right? Averaging just under 50,000. But then it says the initial payroll figures are subject to updates. They don't even know if that number is going to be accurate. Why would you put this out there? The preliminary estimate of the full year growth for 2025 is much lower than the prior year, when the U.S. economy added over 2 million jobs. The labor market gained an average of about 168,000 in net new positions each month. Why would you put this out here and then put the year before there in there as a comparison? That is not good. And like most folk, they're going to just read the headline and be like, oh, look, that's great. You're operating at a negative. They are diabolical. And Barron's is supposed to be a financial institution. That's diabolical that you wrote this. Megan, you ain't shit. Let me see what you look like. And there we go. Okay, Megan. Wait, Trump shares partial jobs data on social media before its release. What did he say? What did he say? Trump's post Thursday. Yes. Wow. Hold on. So you compared it to the jobs you got rid of in the government. But if you even add that, if you put these together, does he think? Does he think this doesn't add up to 584,000? Oh no. Oh no. I'm hungry. I'm about to get up out of here, fam. This MAGA. Y'all are beautiful creatures. I'm gonna say that. Y'all are beautiful creatures. Even the BLS is pissed. Look.
expected, Maria, on non-farm. We came in at 50,000. The street was looking for 60,000. That was
The street. I thought they didn't like black people, but you using black vernacular. Go ahead.
109. Let's
Do
give
it
it number
again.
Cheryl Casoni. All right, we came in lighter than expected, Maria, on non-farm. We came in at 50,000. The street was looking for 60,000. That was the estimate. As you can see, futures ticking up. The rate coming in a little bit lower, 4.4%. We were looking for 4.5%. Private sector payrolls coming in much weaker than expected, 37,000. The estimate there was for 64,000. So as far as labor force participation rate, that was at 62.4%. The average work week actually went just a tick down 0.1% to 34.2 hours. That's a little bit lighter than expected.
What did I tell y'all what did I tell you on September 2024 when I was talking about how the overtime thing was a scam? Didn't I not tell y'all that they were going to reduce people's hours so they don't have to pay them full time, or just have them just inch full time? They're not going to let them pay overtime. They're not going to let them work overtime. 34 hours a week. That's the average. They don't listen. If the economy is so great, people should be working more and making more money. They're working less. Okay, they had a little bit of an uptick in their pay. They still can't afford nothing. So what was the point? They're working less to get a little bit more and they still can't afford stuff. I swear to God.
Government payrolls 13,000. Remember, folks, we don't get an estimate for that, but government payrolls 13,000. And again,
The government dropped 13,000. They gave 13,000 jobs in a month. 13,000.
As we go through the numbers for average hourly earnings for all workers, we saw basically 0.3%, and that was in line. Overall,
0.3%. 0.3%. Yay, you made an extra $12. You got an extra $12 last month per week, if you were lucky. So you made an extra $48 before tax. So probably, depending on your state, you probably took home maybe between 30 and we'll say 30 to 40. But your grocery bill didn't go down, your heating bill didn't go down, your cell phone didn't go down. So you basically worked more and you can't enjoy that money. And it's not even overtime money. Okay.
well, this is the story, and what you see in the markets is what we were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, but y'all
And
had to
that is
make
that
sure
this
to
goes
put
back
up
to Fed
Bitcoin and
policy. Let me
Ethereum, right?
hop into the
Okay.
report really quick and tell you where the jobs were. It's been in healthcare services. It's been in social services, as we've talked about. Let's see what they say. Here we go. Food services and drinking places, they actually saw an uptick there.
Right. Yes. Because they needed the workers. It's December. They needed the workers. Is she serious? Okay, man, maybe you don't know this, but December is usually one of our big months where people have holiday parties. People have parties at bars. Yes. People do more drinking in December. A lot of people don't know that. It's holiday time. People do a lot of drinking. Bars are usually full. Keep going. And dirty little secret, a lot of restaurants kind of change their pricing during the holidays. No specials, different drinks. Yeah.
That trend continued. They mentioned healthcare. They mentioned
Healthcare always goes up. It's been going up. Healthcare jobs. Yes.
social assistance. What?
Correct. We did that months ago. We showed you that's two areas where the jobs are always going to go up.
What's interesting is they say that retail trade lost jobs.
because you're closing everything. People don't want to go work retail because they know they're going to get fired after Christmas. Plus, everybody's doing it online anyway. So you don't have the foot traffic you used to 20 years ago. So it doesn't make sense for them to hire people like that. You may get one or two just to get through the holidays, and then they're gone.
Maria, in this report. So digging into more of this, sending it back to you for reaction.
All right, look, the jobs numbers are weaker than expected, Steve Moore, but the market is focused on what it will mean for the Federal Reserve and whether or not the Fed is going to actually cut interest rates further. If we had a report that was much better than expected, even though that would be good news, the market may have traded down because of what it means for the Fed. Your analysis, Steve.
And it's also trending up because y'all forget to mention SCOTUS said they're not ruling on the tariffs. If they ruled on the tariffs and said no, this would probably be around 400 or 500 points down. It might even hit 1,000.
Well, possibly, but I think the big story here is, look, you were asking earlier about 5%.
Can I talk that gangster shit to him? I think it's time we talk that gangster shit to him. I want y'all to look at this panel of folk that are going to talk about this economy. How come Thomas Sowell ain't on this? Where's Richard Wolff? But we're going to focus on Thomas Sowell since we're black over here. Why is Thomas Sowell at 96 not on here? He's an economist. He should be able to have opinions on what this jobs report looks like. That's his wheelhouse, right? Why? And Fox News loves him. They get the white boy, Mark Levin, the white man, I should say, because he's in his 60s. You got the white man, Mark Levin, who stay having that man on, always heaping his praises. Why in the hell is he not on this panel? I understand it's early in the morning, but they could have hit him with some adrenaline and let him go off. Why is he not here? Huh. You use Maria.
Well, possibly, but I think the big story here is, look, you were asking earlier about 5% growth.
You're using someone from the corporate sector.
My God, we just got a report from the Fed Atlanta bank that says we grew at 5.3% in the fourth quarter. This is
that's an estimate.
Booming economy right now. Now
you hear how they lie? You hear how they lie?
I think the answer is very simple. We have a severe labor shortage in America. We have more jobs available than the qualified skilled workers to fill them. You just ask people who run factories.
We have more jobs than qualified people. How you tell? By the way, that company he worked for, since he's a co-founder, yeah. Answer me this. Why would Fox News bring somebody on who don't believe in tariffs? You see why I said, why didn't they bring Thomas Sowell on there? Because he said the same thing. Right there. That's what he believes in. Low to no tariffs. But you talking about a booming economy? The economy is booming. The economy is booming.
Run stores, run technology centers. They will tell you that's available than the qualified skilled workers to fill them. You just ask people who run factories, run stores, run technology centers. They will tell you that they're having a hard time finding the workers to fill these jobs.
But you're telling me the economy is booming. That would mean that you would have workers there and you would have productivity. So how is the economy booming, sir? That would mean as soon as you lose your job within a week, you should have a new one. People have been out of work since the beginning of the year. Some people. There's some people who just lost their job. But the economy is booming. That's what he said.
But my gosh, we have an economy that is so hot right now, and look, the last 3 quarters we had 3.8%, 4.3%. Now it looks like 5.3%.
That's an estimate. You don't know if you're going to get that number. And again, you're basing it off the fact that the tariffs are still in place. If they get rid of it, they have to revise the GDP. Okay, keep going.
These are very strong numbers, and I expect as we see oil prices continue to fall, this is just a beautiful picture. Now, yeah, I'm disappointed at this job number. We'd like to see it higher. We got to get more people in the workforce.
Yeah,
you see how they tell that lie? Lord. So y'all just gonna take each other. Y'all just gonna take the same video and just repost it. I got you. Look, now look. This was a good jobs report. A good one. You just said this was a good jobs report. Your 50,000 was less than expected. So how is that good? You see how they just be out here lying? You don't think that $1 trillion that he set up with the Middle East could have helped us here? They said Benny Johnson said something, and there it is. He put up the same damn video. Cut out all the context. No, he wasn't right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Again, MAGA. The GDP being high is tied to tariffs. It's not due to organic growth. You better hope to God SCOTUS says that the tariffs can stay in place. And look, they're putting up the estimated number. My God. Oh my God. And then the bots are just in there. Sir, I'm anti-government, not anti-Trump, but you can play the game. Come up here and prove that I'm anti-Trump. Because I was saying the same shit with Biden. Come up here and prove that I'm anti-Trump. Shouldn't be that hard. Let me help you. I'll give you the first shot. I voted for him in 2020. How am I anti-Trump if I voted for him? Oops. Me saying that he's not a good candidate this time around does not mean I'm anti-Trump. I don't think his policies are going to work in a post-pandemic world when you had him out of office for 4 years and all the other countries said, you know what, we might as well work with each other. Screw the United States. I don't think that's anti-Trump. That's me observing what's going on in the world. He ain't have a plan. He thought he was going to big boy everybody again. It didn't work. He tried to punk China multiple times. China didn't get punked. They're still moving. They're still making money. He tried to punk Russia. Russia's still making money despite having sanctions on them. The way to make America's economy vastly recover was to fix the supply chain, which he has not done. He's relying on imports. How is that America first? How are data centers America first that we won't control? Or did you forget that he gave the Middle East $1 trillion? Y'all were crying 2 years ago. Biden and them keep giving Ukraine money. He's giving them $800 million over 2 years. You don't want to say something about that? I don't like Trump right now. I don't. He's here to enrich himself and affinity partners. And January 20th, 2029, you're going to watch news feeds because he's not going to be able to run again. He's going to fly down to Mar-a-Lago again, grab his suitcases with his wife, and jump on a plane to Doha and put on a keffiyeh and retire a billionaire in the goddamn desert. While the economy is going to be in shambles, and you're going to hope whoever you voted in there, Republican or Democrat, can fix it. But yeah, sure. Run around and say estimates. Oh, yeah, they're positive. He's doing something right. He ain't outside. He's basing it off people telling him. Remember, this is the same dude in the first one who said he didn't want to hear nothing negative from people. He only wanted to hear the good stuff. He's giving estimates and y'all running outside with it. The data didn't even drop yet. You're going by estimates. Oh my God. Remember, these were the same fools over the summer who were like, oh, Japan's going to give us $900 billion. Even the government said, where the hell are we going to get that from? We ain't got it. They were just coming out of a recession. They canceled a rice order for us. We were supposed to send rice over there. They were like, oh no, our patties are back now. We don't need it. China canceled 12,000 tons of pork. But you're right. This economy's booming. You're right. Taking 3 million eggs from Canada and Turkey, but this economy's booming. When we have chickens here that can produce eggs. But the shit is booming. Okay. Gas is under $2. People ain't buying shit. They ain't buying the gas. Of course it's going to be down. They're still using winter mixes. There's still excess supply. Of course. That man just told you last night, I stopped going. I was going to bomb Venezuela again. So you already got the dude, and you're going to go bomb him again? Remember I told y'all in 2024 that he's the only president in the last 20 years that didn't have a war on his ledger? He ain't starting a war, and that kind of ticked him off. Here you go. Now he talking about going after Iran again. Oh, if you touch a protester there, I'm going to send bombs over there. Why is that your problem? Oh, no. By the way, for those who don't know, yes, this whole scenario with Venezuela is in Project 2025. You could go look it up if you think I'm lying. They already had it in there 6 times, how to change the regime in Venezuela. But come on, my friend, since you wanted to tell me that I'm anti-Trump. Come on, it shouldn't be that hard. I would have said the same thing if Kamala Harris pulled this bullshit. And I got on her when she was talking about Iran. I'm like, you don't want that problem. But okay, you're right. The corporations are running everything. Well, me being anti-government by proxy, I would be anti-Trump. I warned them folk. I said, do not vote for that man. I said that way back in 2022 when he said he was running again. I said, don't vote for him. You're not going to get the same dude. They didn't want to listen. They wanted him in there because he wanted to beat another woman because he couldn't beat a man straight up. Now look, he's acting like a female now. He tweeting at 4 o'clock in the morning talking about, I ain't bomb you, nah, boo, boo. Okay, motherfucker. Okay, and what? The EU is against you and you just try to strike a deal with him. One of our biggest allies, the UK, said we ain't do nothing in Venezuela with this man. Don't put none of that bullshit on us. Don't do it. We can do nothing. He wants to control the housing market. Oh Lord. Great. BlackRock ain't gonna control it. Vanguard, Blackstone, State Street, they're not gonna control it. I'm gonna control it. The US government's gonna control it. Government housing. That don't sound like the UK. Okay. Told you he envies what the UK is doing. Government homes now. Might as well. You got to start the 15-minute city grift. All right. For those who remember I said we had the best choices in 2024 that we've had in a long time. You had 6 candidates. You could have voted for any one of them. Everybody still looked at the first 2. And it didn't matter if she won or he won. People were still going to complain. Everybody's complaining. And you got the people out there lying. Oh my God. Now this person over here talking about we're exporting more than we're importing. Are you dumb? Okay. All right. I'm just waiting for that USMCA to drop. I'm just waiting for them to end it. They really gonna see. That's really gonna be the fun. Oh my God. Yeah, because Trump really pays for his own food. He pays for his own food. The American taxpayer pays for his food. Maybe y'all didn't know that. We're paying his grocery bills. We pay for him to stay in the White House. We pay for the White House to keep their lights on. We do that. Well, Sage, I might have to disagree with you on that because her foreign policy was not good. Her foreign policy stances were not good. We gotta, I understand you want to praise her, but you also got to show her negatives. We're not going to do that. She admitted during the election cycle she was going to do something with Iran within the first 6 months. She was supposed to be over the border, and you had people still coming in here. We got to call it all the way. She's the one making the deals. We come on. We got to tell the whole story. You're assuming that, though. You don't know how she would have governed. You don't know that. I don't like playing in assumptions. I don't like doing that. There's a specific reason why.
Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups.
Because remember, a whole bunch of people assumed that Trump was going to bring us back to the promised land. We were going to go from a near recession to a prosperity. It's not happening. The man sat there on the second day and said, I don't know how the hell I'm going to bring down grocery prices. If you remember, his own crowd turned on him when he was in Iowa talking about, we might have to keep the illegals here. I might have to sign an executive order keeping them here. They turned on him over that. MAGA's fractured because of him talking. So we can't assume that Kamala would have galvanized the nation. We can't assume that. And again, these government officials are not running the country. It's the corporations running the country. Sage, I just told you she was going to go after Iran. She told everybody that. She wanted to use BlackRock to do her $25,000 housing scam. She told you what she was going to do. It wasn't good for the country. But again, you have your opinions, I have mine. We're not going to agree. That's fine. At least you've been respectful about it. These MAGA idiots, though, they living on assumptions. And then when their assumptions get called out wrong, they're going to say, oh, everybody's against Trump. But when it's on their side, oh, see, he's doing well. I'm like, what is the context of him doing well? Show me where. They can't show you. They'll show you a headline. And I showed you 2 today. I don't know if you were here when you saw it, but I showed 2 where the media lied. They had to go change their story. But here's the thing, the foreign policy was the main driving force to bring prices down. That's what she would have to focus on. Not only the domestic, but she'd have to do deals with people. Would they have respected her enough to do the deal? That's what I'm trying to, we can't assume that. We don't know that. I understand being vice president and then being president, you get a different amount of power. We don't know how she would have been. She's never run a state. She's never run a city. We don't know that. Just like Trump, they didn't know. His only good thing was he ran businesses. Okay. Now it's coming to bite him back in the ass. His terrible policies on how he ran businesses is starting to creep in the way he's running this country. He's going off assumptions and strip mining everything, and it's not working now. The rest of the world figured out the grift. They're going to let him keep doing this until the point where we're going to have to beg other countries to help us. Would Saudi Arabia respected her? Would Modi would have respected her? Would Putin would have respected her? Would Xi would have respected her? These are major economies. Would Japan would have respected her? We don't know. We're not surprised that he act like this. Again, I said this 3 years ago, he was going to act like this. I said, I'm going to hang back. I'm going to wait 18 months. I'm going to watch him. And I watch all his speeches. I watch everything he said. I was like, this guy, he's not looking to help the country. He's looking to help himself. And here we are. Again, they only wanted him to run again because they assumed that Kamala was going to be the nominee. And he was going to, and that was an easy shot. I said they should have ran Josh Shapiro. If Josh Shapiro and Andy Beshear ran instead of her, he'd have lost. But they ran her out there for 107 days. She didn't make a good case, and she got defeated. Okay, now you're dealing with Trump. Now everybody's pissed off. Now his own base is pissed at him. Conservatives are pissed at him. Only his sycophants are the ones trying to say, oh, y'all are just out here panicking. Y'all are just out here. Every bad little thing y'all want to highlight. You don't want to highlight the good because they're living in reality. You guys are sitting behind your microphones with your contracts from these companies. Why am I going to listen to somebody like Ben Shapiro who has a contract at Daily Wire making millions of dollars a year tell me how great the economy is? Why aren't y'all bringing on and spotlighting small businesses? You see how they closed ranks when he got back in? Oh, if you're not in the millionaire club, millionaire MAGA club, now you can't. Nah, you're not in here. We don't care what you say. I dare one of them to go. Instead of going into HBCUs and annoying students, why don't y'all go have these little town halls like CNN and them are doing? Go have them town halls and listen to them people. That's right. We saw what happened last time they had town halls. Them Republican representatives and senators had to run up out of there because their people was pissed. Nah, it's not always traditional. Okay, I'll ask this then. Let's just say Trump would have won in 2020. Do you think Mike Pence would have had a shot? If the Republican Party knows what's good for them, they don't run JD in 28. You don't want no two-faced person as your president. You already got one. You don't need to keep the streak going. That man sat there for years saying Trump is an asshole, and now he bent the knee because now he's vice president. Come on now. Again, I'll say the best bet for the Republicans to win, they better run DeSantis. That's their best bet. There you go. I'm giving you yes.
Yes. Yes.
They wanted to go kill Mike Pence on January 6th. And again, y'all think that they would have stepped up for Mike Pence? Mike Pence. Wallow J, don't say that. Don't say that because remember, okay, I'll put this to you. He the one started talking about no income tax, right? Why is Trump all of a sudden now talking about no income tax? And you see how they're not giving DeSantis credit for talking about that. He said no property tax. All of a sudden now you're starting to hear MAGA and them talk about no property tax. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. MAGA gonna act like Trump came out with that. He didn't come up with that. Correct. We wouldn't. Trump is behaving like a teenager. He acting like Biff from Back to the Future too. He's carving us up for Asia. Damn, Kira. She said he Publix with the racism. But here's the problem. You know why I say DeSantis could do it? He's going to have an entire year away from public office if he chooses to rehabilitate himself. I told y'all the plan. All he has to do to win and get the nomination is shake hands with Bob Iger at Disney. That's all he has to do. You will start hearing people on the left give him praise. I promise you. JD gonna have to sit up there and justify every 4 years of him in that office next to Trump. And that's gonna be difficult because they're only gonna highlight the negatives. But with DeSantis, they're gonna highlight the negatives, but he can also point to his positives of running the state for 8 years. That's cool. We got that conversation. Stay safe at work. And when you come on, the first thing you should tell me is how booming your job is, because that's what, MAGA and them are telling us. Everywhere is booming. It's so booming that at my job, people are trying to finagle the menu so they could pay less for the same dish. Okay. Don't take the dish how it's priced. You're trying to get the lower option and add shit to it so you can save a few dollars. But you're right. People got this money. Okay. No, hey, whoa, hey, that's what's up. Respect to y'all. My people here know I respect them truck drivers. According to them, y'all are booming, even though y'all have lost trucking companies the last 4 years. The economy's booming. They want to bring in driverless trucks, but the economy's booming. Oh, man, I'm telling y'all, I can't wait for May and June when people get back their tax returns and it's lower than what it is. I can't wait. Them videos are going to be devastating heading into the midterms and that supposed RNC they're going to have in the summertime. My God. How you going to explain that to them? MAGA don't listen, boy. Got Benny Johnson out here lying. Lying. Oh, but let's show crypto. Okay. Because we didn't, y'all right. I just showed up today and just went hella crazy over that jobs report, even though I've been highlighting jobs reports every month. Y'all keep saying, oh, they're catching all these illegals. Okay. And who's filling those jobs? Y'all were the same ones putting up them videos after they took them illegals off. Job sites are quiet. Huh. If a jobs report leaks on a social media platform no one uses, does it move the market? Huh. Weakest job growth since 2003. Huh. And what happened in 2003? Yeah, that's right. The Iraq War started. What's he about to ramp up in 2026? The war on Latin America and the Caribbean. All them people that were living off their overtime realize that they're going to have to pay that shit back. And they didn't save the money that they didn't tax. They didn't save it. Where are those military workers? Shout out to y'all that were running around saying I got $1,776. Yeah, I can't wait for y'all have to pay that back. Can't wait. That fool, remember that fool that told me I should go into the military? You should send people in the military to work. And we're like, okay, how's that going to work? So you barely get paid for 6 months just so you could have a job, maybe. And then the first thing you do is you go to war. You at your job, trying to make ends meet, waiting for your bi-weekly check for being in the military. And then they tell you on a message or an email that you're going to have to report to your base because you might be deployed. So you're going to get bullets lobbed at you for a couple $1,000s. Yeah. But you're safe because you're in the military. Oh, and by the way, before I go, just know you're going to start seeing videos. They put one up yesterday of people taking the oath to join the military. They're telling you what the script is. But hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. This was a fun live because, again, we have to out the stupidity of folk. They only do surface level thinking. You know, context and all that. So probably won't. I'm definitely not streaming tomorrow. I got something to do. Sunday, no. We may be around unless something pops off. Wednesday. We might be live again for talks. But until then, I got a video coming for you guys. Pause. I think you'll enjoy it. So we're gonna put that up. Oh, by the way, y'all's Tommy and Andre still yelling at each other, even though Tommy blocked them, but they still yelling at each other. But something else came out that I think you guys would be very interested in. So there's that. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Oh, here it goes!
Time's up.
Get your ass up! We gotta get out of here now!
Did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on!
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.